Hey everyone, the first exercise I like to do to build up lung capacity, it works the abdomen, the lower back, the upper back, the arms, and the legs. The most important thing, besides the lungs, it works your hips. Okay, so there's a lot of things going on here, so I'm going to really go into this exercise. So if you have, well, I'm in my backyard. I still like the fresh air, especially in our times now. So what this is going to do is going to make you a little tired, exercising your legs and your upper body. Okay. At the same time, you're going to pull in a lot of oxygen. You're going to be working your abdominal muscles and your back muscles as well. So this will be really, really good. So you can put a lot of attention on the hips. So I'm going to put it right now. The hips are going to tuck forward and relieve backward. So they're going to go forward and go back. Okay, and this is when you initiate the practice. So step by step. First thing, let's just get certain tiers down first. We're going to get the hips down first. When you bend your knees in this exercise and you drop your abdomen forward and you hunch over, you're leaning forward, your hips are going to tuck in. Okay, and when they do that, this is when you exhale. So I'm just going to do this portion first. When you come forward, this is when you're exhaling. Okay, now you don't want to just drop forward. If you drop forward, you're going to lose that kind of kinetic chain that we're talking about. Okay, the kinetic chain is bones, tendons, muscles. You want to keep these things together, meaning you don't want to just drop and limp forward. Okay, you want to have postural integrity as well. So when you're going forward, you're tucking your hips, bending your knees, and you're bowing out your spine. You're not dropping over. Okay, so that's the first thing. Let's do that together. When you get down here, you can drop your neck to extend. Okay, so when you're moving down, you're dropping your chin, extending the muscles in your back, and you're tucking your hips forward. This is gradual. You don't tuck your hips forward and then bend your knees. As you're bending your knees, you're slightly tucking your hips forward, folding here, okay, underneath your belly button at your waist. You're closing in this way. Okay. Now, as you're going in, you're going to immediately rotate or turn your arms in, so your palms are slightly facing outward, away from you. So again, here, and they'll fall in between the knees. Okay, so remember, as you're bending down, you're tucking your hips in. At the same time, your knees are bending. So tucking your hips in and bending at the spine, and turning in this way. So you want to create a roundness at your spine. Okay, and your arms turn inward. As you're pushing up, okay, from your hip tuck, you're pushing up. Your hips are lengthening, so it's like your pelvic bone is pulling downward, and you're lengthening your abdominal area. Okay, watch. From here, you push up, pulling back the hips, and opening. So when you're opening here, you're going to turn your arms out like you're holding a sphere, and you're going to pull your elbows back, and you're extending out your abdomen, and you're pushing up your chest and pushing up your body. Don't let your arms get locked. They're keeping round. So as you're coming upward, again, you're extending your abdomen, pulling your elbows back, dipping your head back, pushing your chest back out. Okay. At the same time, your hips are pulling back, so it's like your tailbone is pulling back. So you're extending your abdomen by pulling your hips back and pushing out your chest. All right, so let's do this together. Start from here. First, take a breath. Good. Exhale when you're going down. Inhale when you're coming up. Exhale when you're going down. Inhale when you're coming up. Last one. Okay, so you can do this exercise as many times as you feel comfortable doing. I like to go between 6 and 12 times. So down and up is once. Okay, and remember the key points. You stand at a good width with your feet. Not close, you're not going to get much done here. Maybe about, put your arms out, your wrist and your ankles should be somewhat in line to a degree, or just slightly in more. Remember, you stand as far apart as possible that you feel balanced. Now you're not going to tip over. When you're going down, your upper body is coming forward, you're bending your knees and your hips are pressing forward. Your chest here is pulling inward. So if you feel you're going to fall over, then stop, get something to put in front of you, and do this. Okay, when you get here, that's okay, because when you start to come up, then you just rotate your arms out. I always take precautions so you don't fall over. When I first worked on this exercise, I kind of felt a little like I was falling over, so I had to get used to my feet. So if you have that, but you don't have anything to put in front of you and you feel you're going to fall over, your toes, just press your toes into the ground, and as you're getting forward, instead of going forward here, because you're not going to lean forward as much as you are crouching down. The whole exercise is a crouching down and compressing in. Okay, so you're going to create pressure into the abdomen. When you come up, you're going to relieve that pressure by pushing your hips forward, then rolling your spine out and pulling your hips back and pushing out. When you get as far as you can, you're doing it where you don't lock your knees. If you lock your knees, you're going to hurt your knees eventually. So we don't want to lock our knees. Okay? So again, one more time. This is exhale. And this is inhale. Okay, so that's your first exercise to building up some lung capacity and clearing out some dirt in your lungs or whatever. And I say it very whatever because you have to do a lot of practice to really build up a feeling of you have to breathe, you know, like that running out of breath. So you want to build up, you know, good practice in here. You're exercising your legs, you're exercising your abdomen, back muscles, your arms, you're pulling back. So you're creating this protraction, retraction exercise with your shoulders. You're getting a very nice mild to light to mild workout for your body. And you might start to feel like you're out of breath. That's good. Go slower because you are exercising your muscles. So they're going to get tired. So you're going to need more oxygen. So it's a good time to slow it down, take in more oxygen. By slowing it down, just breathing longer. Okay? So you get to really oxygenate the body. So remember, you're doing these things of bending the knees, tucking the hips as you're going down. Remember, you're not leaning forward. You're just sinking down. This seems like it's leaning forward, but it's not leaning forward where your weight goes onto your toes. Remember, very important point here. So when you're pressing down here, your hips are starting to tuck. Your knees are bending, hips are tucking. Your chest, the solar plexus area, the chest plate is pulling down, the sternum. And then you're bowing out your spine, but you're sinking down. Turn your arms in, drop your chin. Then push up with your feet. Push your hips forward to allow you some core strength here. And then relieve your hips by pulling them back, extending up from your chest, like something's pulling at an angle, going at like a 45-degree angle up. And then pull from your elbows, rotating your arms out, palms up, chin up. And that's your inhalation. Exhale on the way down, inhale on the way up. When you've done that for about 6 times, you can reverse it. Inhale on the way down, which adds more diaphragmatic pressure into the abdomen. Very good. Inhale. Exhale on the way up. So you can do 2 sets, right? 2 sets of 6. 6 times inhaling on the way up, 6 times inhaling on the way down. Okay? Awesome. Enjoy.